All right, here we are. Welcome everybody to this month's episode of the Mobile Bay Area Fightcast. I am MFC Stuckey, and on the phone with me is Ace Combat. Ace, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So, how you been doing?
I've been doing all right.
Cool.
Not much, so I was late. Yeah. What about you?
Working, being prepared to be unemployed after next week, but that's a whole different story. So, the only good news about that is I have plenty of time to play video games again. Just won't have much money to buy them, but again, that's more of a me thing than a everybody else thing. But anyway, yeah, everything's good. We had our first event in a while. What, a few weeks, 2, 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. You know, it's been a while since we did it, and it kind of showed, and also didn't help that half of our systems didn't didn't work from a little mishap that we weren't aware of until literally 10 minutes before everybody started showing up. So it didn't go quite as smooth as we would have liked, but you know, we pulled it off. We all ended up having fun and everything. So let's see. See anything else interesting happened in it? Let's see. You won Tekken, and then well, you end up coming
There's
in.
actually two L's to talk about. Well, I mean, Sam was bringing up one L. There's two L's.
Yeah. Oh Lord, yeah, sure enough. Yeah, so you were running the table in Street Fighter Five. You know, you and Sam played, and you had won that one. So it looks like you were going to take Street Fighter Five until your was that your last match against me?
I think my last match was against you. I think.
Yeah, I think your last match it was against me, and uh, uh, somehow I too owed you.
Yeah.
How? What?
Straight body bag. I don't even know if it was body or not. I gotta look at replays, but from what I
Oh,
remember, it was
I
kind of
watched it a few
convincing.
times. It was pretty handily.
Yeah.
Because I watched it again. Like, what? I mean, did he have something in his eye? Was he sick? Was he throwing up? And I didn't realize what the hell happened. And um, so yeah, which gave you a loss, and Sam's only loss was against you. So we all decided that you two would play it out for first place, and Sam ended up beating you.
Yep.
So he ended up being the Street Fighter Five champion. And
Yeah. It was a crazy turn of events, just like I guess it was like Tekken.
yeah, just like you won Tekken
Yeah,
7 because the other dude was
I thought it was over.
undefeated, and
Right.
then he lost a match that he probably shouldn't have lost, so he had to play you again, and he lost. But it was still God, it was still fun though. But yeah. So I'm probably one of the few folks in the area that can say I hold a 2-0 victory over you in tournament in Street Fighter. And best believe when I get time, there will be a highlight of that made specifically with all kinds of bells and whistles and stuff. It's going to be pointed. I just hadn't had time to do it yet.
Yeah, I can imagine a Rocky team playing already, or Gal's team. I don't know.
Thanks
It's
for
not
the
even going to
idea.
be a comeback. And
Yeah, I'm about to say
you're going to try to
it
Gal's
wasn't a comeback. It was pretty much four straight rounds, and you were done.
team.
So, but yeah. Besides that, though, we still had a lot of fun. Just like I said, we hadn't done it in a while, and we were a little out of practice. And next time it'd probably be good if we can have somebody running the brackets while I do the streaming and everything. But besides that, it was fun, and we definitely plan to do it again. Just don't know exactly when at this point, but it's definitely going to happen again. Then, of course, we do our monthly ca- ca- casuals meet first Friday of the month, and so we did it last Friday, and we kind of went in there hoping to play a bunch of folks in Fighting EX layer, but everybody that showed up, we all ended up getting a new appreciation and downright love for Under Night In-Birth.
Really?
Yes, we played that game like the whole time. We ended up playing that game the whole time. We started off playing. I was playing a little Fexel, and I keep forgetting the dude's name. He was over there playing Blaze Blue Cross Tag as we were waiting for folks to show up. So we kind of looked around, and I don't remember. I guess we were talking about some characters in Cross Tag, and he mentioned that he hadn't played the newest Under Night. And I was like, well, I have it on my PS4. You want to play it? So we started playing it just kind of yeah, we'll play this for a while and then we'll switch over to something else. And no, we just kept playing it. And then some more guys showed up and we got them playing it. And next thing you know, that's all we played. Like 4 straight hours of Under Night In-Birth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that wouldn't last well at home.
I played a little bit last night again. I was like, man, this game is fun.
Yeah, it is fun, personally.
Yeah,
but I don't know many people that play it.
Yeah, well, I can tell you about 5 more guys that play it now after last Friday. And that's what's been cool about this, being able to meet somewhere and play. I'm getting to meet new folks and, play different games and everything. Because, whatever I put on the event is what I'm bringing and what I'd like to play. But it's never, that's all we're going to play. We end up playing all kinds of different stuff. So if anybody ever wants to come out and, just to come out and hang out, that's all we're really doing is just hanging out and playing, different games and stuff. So, so it was a lot of fun. I do wish we played a little Fighting Layer, but that's cool.
And drinking some bubble tea.
Oh yeah, definitely that. I'm not. I'm not. When it comes to trying out new or exotic foods or drinks and stuff like that, I'm not that guy. But I'll tell you what, I tried out some of their stuff and it is good. I had a strawberry smoothie that was ridiculous. I don't like smoothies at all, but their strawberry smoothie was fantastic. So, yeah, anybody in the Mobile area, if you want something good to drink, go over to Karabi Bubble Tea. It is so good. Plus, the first Friday of the month, we meet up and play fighting games there too. So come out anytime to do that. All right, so let's go. Let's go over events coming up locally. There's not a whole lot. Let's see. Basically, all I found was the normal Hidden Power, the Smash event they always hold over there at Gamers and Geeks. That's going to be Saturday, July 21st. Smash 4, Melee, and PM as usual. And then, of course, we'll be on the same day, Saturday, July 21st, we'll be up in Meridian, Mississippi, streaming Southern Discomfort 4. And games going to be played there: Smash 4, Street Fighter 5, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, and Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. So we'll be streaming that on this channel next week, all day. I believe the event starts at 1. I don't know exactly what time the stream is going to start yet. We'll figure all that stuff out hopefully this week, but it should be fun. Southern Discomfort 4 coming up Saturday, July 21st. Let's see, ongoing weekly stuff, the regular stuff here in Mobile, the Nerdery League up at Alchemy Tavern, our monthly thing at Karabi's. Then in Pensacola, they got O'Reilly's Downtown Throwdown on Mondays. Let's see, I believe they're still doing the Wayward Kraken weekly stuff over in Biloxi. And also at Karabi too, they have a bi-weekly Smash event, Nightmare in Mobile. I think it was just this Tuesday, so it should be Tuesday after next, they'll be doing the next one of those. And Secret Power up at Gamers and Geeks where they play Smash. So that's all I know of for local events coming up soon.
There's also the one in well, the Super Smash Head.
Hmm.
Have you brought that up?
No.
Yeah, apparently that's on Monday from 5 to 9 p.m. That's at how you spell that? Kaja? I never heard of that place in Yarraville.
What's it called?
Well, 10706 Cadre, Yarraville, Mississippi. I never heard of a place like that. But it's the event's called Super Smash Set, and if you're interested in Smash, they have an event there on July the 16th.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, D'Iberville. July 16th. Also, yeah, Monday then. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. All right. So, without any more local events, let's get into some stuff that's going on. So, Cody came out. You have any thoughts about him? Have you used him?
Well, normally I wouldn't be playing, but I kind of had to after that loss. So yeah, I was gonna reply to Sam for his last few messages, but I'm just gonna say it. But yeah, I think after that I have to go back to playing online, regardless of how much I hate the netcode.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah. I even mentioned on Twitter what was the last day that I played online, and then now I had to break that record, which was that on the week after or so when Cody came out, whatever time that was, and yeah, not much has changed in what I thought about online. I still get mad at even the times I do win sometimes, but also the whole meta change, and this is coming from someone that hasn't really experienced much with late season 2 or even mid season 2, I guess. I'm surprised Menat doesn't have any hurt box on her orbs. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a few folks say that, but it's why would the orb have a hurt box?
Because it's for something that fast, it's kind of hard to see that being a bad thing. I mean, unless you can jump willfulness, but that's the best thing you can probably hope to go for.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you're a slow character like Birdie or Abigail, that's really tough.
Yeah, tell me about it. Now Abigail can reflect it, with his fierce punch, which I guess takes away its hit at that point. But you're still kind of screwed if she calls it back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a match I don't like looking forward to. Well, I never look forward to actually. It's Menat. Let's go ahead and rack that one up as a loss.
To be honest, I don't know how a lot of the characters can deal with her. To be honest, unless you're top or high tier.
Well, once they added the Soul Spark to it, a lot of folks were putting her pretty high up the tier list for a while, but recently I hadn't heard as much talk about how great she is, but I think she's still pretty high up there though. Now, because I mean, you see I think Justin Wong uses her now, and who's the main Menat player?
Infiltration was the one that probably brought her out.
Yeah, he's pretty good with her. Yeah, so, but she is what she is. I play with big slow characters. I'm used to having to deal with crap like that. It's just the way it's just the way it is. But anyhow, back to Cody.
Yeah, back to Cody. After trying him, well, there's probably a lot better players that use him well or more often, so I'm gonna judge I guess by both. He feels fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think he's like gonna be in that winner's side material of like high tier to cast, I guess. But he's workable.
Uh,
So he's like maybe like high midis or midis or in that area, but I just don't think he's like the Kuma, Kami, Nanat level.
no, no. I actually completely agree. I've never been a big Cody fan. I'm happy. I was happy for a lot of Cody players that I know that they were getting Cody back, but I think for the most part, everybody's like, he's okay. I don't think he's bad, but he's not great either. I think he's somewhere around the middle. Uh, he can he can put a hurting on you though, pretty quick.
Oh yeah, his stun potential is really dangerous if
Yeah,
he gets a chance. But I think like if that was like taken out of consideration, I think like he's kind of like he's great at like just general whiff punishing and things like that. But it feels like the game's meta, as from what I'm noticing from like the whole Mana Ibuki Kami Kuma game that I'm seeing most often now. That's not something that like Cody has. That offensive style and I guess supposedly long range normal. I mean, he kind of has long, decent normals, but
yeah.
it's not as oppressive as like those characters.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of folks have been saying he's uh, pretty weak against Abigail, and honestly, I can only remember losing to one Cody so far. So, I mean, that's not saying much. It's not like I'm the greatest thing ever or whatever, but Cody does seem to have issues when if Abigail can get close to him and keep him stunned down, because you know what, he doesn't have any 3 frame moves, so it's not like there's not a lot of, he has the same issues I think that like Abigail has. If somebody gets close to him and stays on top of him, there's not a whole lot he can do to get out of it.
Right.
He has his V skill, which at this point I'm just I can almost sniff when a V skill is coming out, so I'll just block it, and now he lost that white life and everything. So yeah, it's kind of
Can he
tough.
punish Stan Fierce well from Abigail?
Hmm.
Can he punish Stan Fierce?
Cody
I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably could, but I don't
probably.
know. Probably with a rough and pick at the very least.
That's what I'm thinking.
So,
Probably.
yeah. I,
Let's see.
yeah, I feel kind of out of the loop because I've also been trying to look into Abigail stuff over that time period too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Fierce from Abigail. I had a
Sam
little
says
trouble
no.
dealing with that. Sam says, "Oh, you can't rough and kick it."
Probably not. Abigail stand high punch is -3.
No, I'm talking about like whiff punish, not like a punish. I'm talking about like actual like you see it whiff and then you punish it. If you can't do a rough and kick, then you probably can at like I don't know projectile. But if that's really all you can do, projectile or super, yeah, that's kind of weak.
We'd have to test. Yeah, you can have to test that out. I feel like he should be able to, but I don't know.
Mm.
So
Because with Ken, I know he can like medium kick Tatsu or roundhouse Tatsu at the right. Well, roundhouse Tatsu is really risky, but you could probably go for EX Tatsu also if you have meter.
hmm
Um, I don't know if Cody's stuff isn't if it's not that as long reaching as some of the casts or like even for a basic minor hit, and then yeah, that kind of sucks because that normal is like that is the button for Abigail. Like you have to like know how to deal with. Well, that and crouch jab. It feels like I felt they were the most like annoying things to deal with from Abigail.
Yeah, well, at least Abigail has something. Uh, of course, the
Yeah.
guy that uses the character thinks he's the worst character in the game, as always.
What's up? Oh,
But yeah, it's funny when Cody first came out. It seemed like everybody was going toward his V Trigger 2 with the pipe. But most recently, I've almost fought exclusively knives. So I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know if it's just a coincidence or just a or is it like a turn of a tide where more folks are finding more use out of the knife, and it may just be a purely an Abigail thing. They prefer to use the knife against them.
Yeah, that is weird because everybody I'm knowing of is hyping up the whole pipe. They're not gimmicks. I mean, it's actually solid to do sometimes because they're like there's like some unescapable setups you can do with it.
Hmm.
So, or I guess unblockable, but I don't know. You can always super. But yeah, that is weird though. They want to use a knife on Abigail.
It seems like it's because I haven't fought pipe using Cody in a good while. My last few times playing online, I haven't seen a pipe yet. Is knife every time, and I'm wondering if it's well. I mean, the pipe gives you distance too, so
Yeah, that's what I imagine. If it gives you more range, why would you not pass that up? That's something that's really crucial for this game.
plus, I'm wondering if folks just don't, because the best part about the pipe is the whole, rock throw part and
Yeah,
everything, and
yeah,
that's not exactly the easiest thing to time to get,
yeah.
whatever you want.
Right.
So maybe some folks are just like, because I'm not in a diamond range or nothing like that. I'm down in platinum, so maybe it's just a skill thing where they're just like, you know what, screw this pipe. I'm just going to get the knife. I
Maybe.
get, whatever hit V trigger into duck and fierce punch into command knife slice thing and go on about your day. I think
Mm-hmm.
that may be exactly what it is, but yeah, I think overall, I mean, I play, it's like every character when they come out, I play with them a little bit just to see what they're like. I thought, I think it's fun, but again, I've never been a big Cody fan, so just when it seemingly like everybody's pretty, I don't want to say meh, but it's pretty like he's all right. But I feel like a lot of Cody players who were waiting on him might have gone back. You know, they might still be trying to learn stuff with him and everything, but eventually go back to whoever they were using before, unless somebody finds some hidden tech that nobody's found yet that makes them all of a sudden just super viable.
Yeah.
But time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see over time
Yeah,
because it's still early.
yeah. He's only been out less than a month, right? He almost when did he come out? Early June.
I think it was the week after of the event.
It was, sure was. Yeah, yeah, yes. So yeah, it hadn't even been a month yet. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we'll see what becomes of him, but it's pretty cool either way. And then of course the next character I'm going on the list, I guess, would be G, and Lord knows what's up with that dude. I'm presuming we're going to hear about him at Evo. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
yeah,
Um,
but there's all kinds of theories floating there around him. Oh, he's actually Q. He kind of looks like a joke character to me. I don't know, but I don't know. we'll, have to, we'll have to wait and see. Now, isn't his alternate costume that leaked? Isn't it Q? Basically, the whole Q outfit. Wasn't that like his battle outfit or something?
is it out there?
Well, you remember they had the PSN leak like before Arcade Edition came out, where they showed all the characters' battle outfits. It may be just out there now, but I remember that picture leaked, and if I'm not mistaken, it was just Q. And everybody's like, well, that's got to be G, because Blanca and his crazy plush doll outfit, which is still every time I see that doggone thing, it makes me laugh. Like, what in the world? Um, but yeah, G's battle outfit, if I'm recalling it correctly, was straight Q.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. So that's there was already theories that G is actually Q out of his outfit or something, and Lord knows, we just just a few more weeks, and I guess we'll find out. Because I guarantee you they'll announce him at Evo, if not Comic Con next week. But I doubt that's
Yeah.
going to happen because I know Capcom's going to be at Comic Con, but I don't know if they're going to do. If they do anything at Comic Con, I expect it to be probably not a character reveal, maybe a new game mode or something like that. Oh, which reminds me also with Cody also came with the new survival mode in
Oh yeah,
Street
the
Fighter Five.
Lupex too.
The what?
Well, like it's like some not Lupac, but it kind of is a Lupac system because it has that Cammy costume in it
Yeah,
within it.
yeah.
So
Which on my third account I got it the first time with the free what do you call it? Um,
the free it's like a one time first time's free
yeah,
choice. Yeah.
when you get the and sure enough, first time Cammy outfit like done. It's like it didn't have to do that anymore. Ticket, yeah, and but yeah, with the other with with the main Fight Club account, it took me a while, but I found survival mode to be much more fun now. I actually like didn't mind sitting in there for a while, playing around and getting stuff and trying to earn more tickets and being able to use the items and trying actually having a reason to get a high score. Because before there was like, why do I care what the score is? I don't give a crap. I'm just trying to open up a color. And now you can also when you do the uh, fortune telling, some whatever it's called, when you get the items and everything, you can open up
Yeah.
the EX colors and stuff. And I opened up so many of those, and then finally the Cammy outfit came, and what they say, the Cammy outfit's going to be in there till like mid-August or something like that. So
Yeah, it's supposedly be going away around that time.
yeah, so it's still plenty of time to mess around with it and get it. But yeah, I actually found I actually want to go back and see if I can beat the hard mode now with the items and everything, which I hear is much more doable now.
Right.
With the buffs and the items and everything. So I might try to do it. We'll see. But yeah, I just thought that was cool of them to actually go back and revamp that whole thing, and I think it made it a whole lot more fun, personally, and I appreciate the effort. No, there's not an ultra wide monitor behind me. It's just two monitors. So yeah, Cody. Oh, did you happen to see the Broken Gear short?
Broken Gear Swords.
Yeah, it was a YouTube video, kind of a Final Fight live action short film.
No, I haven't. That's the first time I heard about this today.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't heard about it.
It's actually really good. Like surprisingly good. Like I started watching it thinking, oh, this is it's like a kind of a not much money fan made type of deal, and it's like, oh, okay, well, let's see what these guys tried to do. But I tell you what, by the end of it, I was like, this needs to be a show. This is really good. It's like 20 minutes long, and it's like a prequel to the game. Hagar had just got elected, not governor, mayor of the city, and he's talking to the press about what he plans to do with the city and everything. Cody's out exercising, and the Mad Gear starting to take over the town, and it's all kind of just showing you how bad things got, and then finally Cody just gets fed up with it and goes and attacks the little Mad Gear gang hideout and is fighting them all by himself, and then Guy shows up and they start fighting, and then like a mid-boss guy shows up and they beat him, and somebody tried to kill Hagar at the press conference, and I'm just giving the whole thing away now, but I actually enjoyed it. It started off it started off a little boring. I thought but again, I went into it not expecting much, but by the end of it, I was actually like, this was actually really good. And I hope
I may have to watch that because like I know some of the like live like online video films that I've seen from the Capcom side of stuff. What was it? There was one with the one with Ryu, Goken, and Nakuma.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Was that Assassin's Fist?
Assassin's Fist, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually really good. They made a second one of those, but they put it on like I think it was like an Amazon exclusive or something like that. Or no, it was something else exclusive. It's on Amazon now. I finally went back and watched it. It's all right. It's not as good as the first one, but it kind of leads into Street Fighter V, kind of leads into Street Fighter V a little bit more. But I would
that was advertised I think during CPT, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I think I did get to watch a little glimpse of it, and I just wasn't interested. It didn't seem like as good as like the flow wasn't as good as like the first film.
It wasn't as good, but they're a little short, so it's not like a huge time commitment. I sat down and watched the whole thing in like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. You can watch the whole series, and it wasn't as good, but still to see stuff of that quality coming from fans, and not a lot of money, but it still manages to capture the essence, of the games that they're trying to do. And every time I see something like that, I'm like, why can't these big companies just basically do something like that? It's like they always try to take this stuff and make something different out of it. So, we have to
it in every way possible.
Yeah, we have
the
to. It's like
movie and what else? This new Mortal Kombat movie I hear is supposed to be really bad too.
Which one?
The supposedly new upcoming Mortal Kombat movie I heard is like really like not looking well too.
I only saw the headline of it and it sounds stupid. It's like, wait a minute, what happened to the guy that did the things 2-3 years ago when he was making his stuff? Everybody liked that. I presume this is somebody else doing it?
Well, I don't even know if this is an actual movie or not, but the thing is, even if it is, like, it just looks like the whole story is like just like putting the game story to the back burner. Yeah,
which is, to me, just a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason that folks like the games. Now, I know for fighting games, the story is never really the first and foremost thing, obviously. And so you do have a little leeway on what you want to do with the stories and everything. However, there's certain beats to these games that the reasons that folks like it, but sometimes the folks that try to make these films just completely miss that mark. And
they have good lores and all, but
yeah, and you can play around with the story a little bit because no fighting game has a definitive story, perhaps except for like the Injustice games or something like that. But yeah, it's usually in the characters where they get it wrong. Whether a character as this, but for some reason they want to change them into this, and that completely messes up everything. Yeah. It's like no, that's not what Liu Kang does. What are you doing? Stuff like that. But yeah,
it can't be worse than Annihilation.
Oh God!
Well, it probably will be worse than Annihilation. Because of that.
Like I said, just reading that headline, I didn't even bother reading the story. I was like, you know what? No. God, Annihilation was so bad.
Watch it, but that was bad.
I mean, the first Mortal Kombat, to me, kind of against all odds, that movie was freaking awesome.
I think I think that was like the hallmark of like the video, like as far as like video game converted into a movie.
Yeah,
Like I think that nailed it.
yeah,
That was like the one of the first that I was like, this is really good.
yeah.
Because
At the
everything
time,
after it, everything afterward, like every other game afterwards, is like to a movie adoption. It
uh,
just wasn't good.
no, Street Fighter,
Street Fighter was Resident Evil. I was a little off. Some
Mortal
points
Kombat
make it too
Annihilation,
action.
which I couldn't understand
Annihilation.
how they could screw that up after the first movie was so well, good. You know, not that it was great. If you go back and watch it now, it's still enjoyable. I wouldn't say it was good,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but it's
Today's times,
enjoyable.
yeah, changed. But
It's
yeah,
enjoyable because again, it's a fighting game, and but there's lore that they more or less stuck to. I feel like
right.
in the second film they tried to they tried to do too much. They tried to stick too many characters in there. They killed Johnny Cage at the beginning for seemingly no reason. Um,
They probably did that to match the Mortal Kombat 3 atmosphere, probably. But
or they just
I
couldn't
don't
get the
know.
actor back.
It's probably
One or
that
the
too. Likely,
other.
they had to get him for that one moment, and they're
Yeah,
like,
it's like
we
let's
can't
shoot him
do
for
much.
one scene. It starts right after the end of the second film. Right after the end of the first film, we just go ahead and kill him and go off and do all this other stuff. But
Yeah. Plus, there
um,
was like two other actors that like completely changed. Like Sonya was different,
yeah,
and Raiden was different.
yeah,
Yeah, the Raiden part really made me upset.
I forgot all about that until you brought it up. Now
Yeah,
I'm
he
all
has a
mad again.
that raspy voice from the first movie. It wasn't there in Annihilation because of different
It was a
actors.
different guy. Yeah. And you can almost explain that away. Well, he's a god. He takes different forms whenever he comes down, although he's almost always looked exactly the same in the games. But either way, um, but yeah, the broken gear. Uh, uh, by the end of it, like I said, I was like, I want to watch the next episode of it. This needs to be a show, and I don't know why Capcom doesn't just throw a little money behind these guys and make them have them have a little 6 episode series that leads into a new Final Fight game. How easy is this? I just made them $1 million right there. Come on, man.
Well, they gotta do things their way. Do anything possible to change it,
Uh,
make it worse.
well, I mean, to be fair, Capcom, pretty much everything they've done after MVCI has been, home runs, game wise. Around the same time it was. It seems like everything Capcom does besides fighting games have been like really good. I mean, we're almost
Yeah.
back to where Capcom to me was back in the SNES days, where they were just like, a new Capcom game's coming out. I'm buying that because you knew it was going to be good. And they're getting back to that point now, to me. But
Right, because they're sticking to the games that most people will it's mostly nostalgic for. Like people know Devil May Cry, people know Monster Hunter,
yeah,
and
but they're also making big kind of series for those particular series. There's been a pretty big shift in how they work. Uh,
like how much they invested.
well, no, how the games actually work and everything, because
Yeah,
this last Monster Hunter game came out is not quite like the other Monster Hunters before. I mean, at its core, it's still Monster Hunter, but it's more open world and
right. Yeah,
and they took a chance and it paid off. With RE7, same thing, first person. Um, More realistic looks, which all of their games are kind of taking on now with this new engine. Just again, they took a big risk with it, and it paid off. And now they're going back to the more like you said, nostalgia stuff with Devil May Cry 5, Mega Man. They're actually making one of those, and it looks good. Finally,
yeah. Hmm.
and stuff like that. So I mean, Capcom on most of their game stuff is getting right back on track, but fighting games, man, they just got to make a good fighting game again. It's like they forgot how to do that.
Yeah. I guess the AE is okay. Of course, I saw the problem with the net play, but I felt
Well,
like they got what what's needed to be right on AE's release.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, that's good.
yeah. Street Fighter Five AE is a game I would tell folks to get. You know, I could never recommend somebody buy Street Fighter Five unless you were just a diehard Street Fighter fan like I was. But if you're a casual Street Fighter fan, then Street Fighter Five was not a good game to get. It just wasn't. But now, you know, you got the arcade mode, you got all that new stuff in the survival mode now.
Well, the new stuff with survival mode. Survival mode was like the core of like the problems from the vanilla
Well, actually, yeah,
version.
it was a big issue, yeah. But you know, they even went back and revamped that, and I'm hoping we get a new cinematic story mode eventually and everything. But you know, you got a cinematic story mode you can play through the little short character stories and whatever. But the arcade mode, I actually find quite fun. You know, every month when the new mission comes up to get the high score and arcade, it just gives me an excuse to go back and play arcade mode again. And actually trying to unlock all the artwork, which I love gaming artwork, especially old Capcom artwork, and a bunch of it is, you know, hidden in the arcade mode, and you know, beat Street Fighter One on hard with Balrog. Well, crap, I guess I have to learn how to play with Balrog because that's the picture I want to collect and stuff like that. I mean, somebody at Capcom knows how to make games again, and that's good. Now let's just hope their next fighting game kind of what they've been doing with all their other games kind of bleeds off to the next fighting game, and they don't forget to make the game out of the fighting. You know, let's not just make something online and for esports and everything. Let's make a game that folks will actually enjoy as well. So, anyway, that's my thought on that.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much the same thoughts I had.
Yeah. Moving on. Fighting EX Layer.
I want a PC release so bad.
You might get one eventually. You might. I don't know how the sales have been, but so you remember they said if sales were good enough, they would come out with DLC characters, which would basically release basically every other EX character that didn't come out at launch and a couple of new characters.
Yeah.
And then they go and announce, I believe this week, that Pullum and Volcano Russo
Russo. Mm-hmm.
both are going to be released, and they're both going to be free.
Wow.
So it's like,
I didn't know it was going to be free.
Yes.
I thought you were going to be paying for that.
totally free.
That's crazy.
That's pretty freaking awesome. I kind of had an idea because they already kind of teased them both in like a tweets that they did. They kind of showed them already. So it looks like they were already working on those two characters no matter what. So that's probably why they went ahead and just threw them out there, because they were like, hey, these two characters were already done. And I'm hoping that means that the sales were good enough that they were like, hey, cool, let's go ahead and give them these for free, and then we'll sell the season pass and everything.
Yeah, I'm figuring it's probably the sales force, and they probably meet like decent sales enough to to just do that as just
kind of
just for compensatory effects, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Now that being said, all that goodwill and everything with that, the game is just like Street Fighter V when it came out, bare ass bones.
Yep.
There's absolutely no single player mode in it at all. No story mode, no arcade, nothing like that. I was almost shocked when I turned it on the first time and noticed it's like, wait a minute, I can't just go and play the computer? Nope.
I'm surprised there's no arcade mode.
There's no arcade mode. At least not yet. Basically, all there is ranked mode. The casual mode is basically you make a room and somebody joins you in it. Excuse me. And then there's training mode, and that's pretty much it. Now there's a mode hidden in training called Kumite mode, where you basically just keep playing. You beat one guy, and then it loads in a new character, and you fight them, and you beat that guy, and it loads in a new character, and you fight them, and beat that guy, and it's basically a survival mode. That's the closest thing to a single player mode you're going to get in the game, and it's hidden inside the training mode.
Mm.
But yeah, again, just like I just said with Street Fighter Five, I could not recommend that game to somebody who's just a casual fighting game player unless you plan to play online. If you're looking for a game that you can just sit down and play, that game is not it yet.
Yeah, I mean that was the other reason too. So it's like the price. Maybe it's a little too steep for what you're being given.
Yeah. Now, granted, I was a huge EX fan anyway.
Same
Street
here.
Fighter EX,
Hmm.
and
That's a good game.
I played the test when it came out, and I really enjoyed it. So I was going to get it anyway. Plus, I got to get it for the Fight Club, and there's always that one dork who wants to play it. But in this case, the one dork is me.
Probably me too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up playing that a lot.
So, but I got to tell you, the first time I turned it on, I wasn't aware of how bare bones. I knew it was going to be like not a lot of stuff in it, but I wasn't aware how bare bones it was going to be. And for a second, I was like, I wished I wouldn't have paid $60 for this. It's really not worth it.
Yeah.
The online actually works way better than it did. But you have to, I have to keep the connection thing down to a 3 in order to get a match. But for the most part, I've only had maybe 2 fights. I know I fought probably close to 50 fights online now, and I know I've only had like 2 really bad fights in it network wise. Even folks I've connected to that said we only had a 1 bar connection still felt okay. So I mean, but they can still, they still have some work to do on the network stuff and everything. But I'm hoping they eventually go back and put more stuff into it and everything, get more folks to play it because I really do enjoy it though. It's tons of fun. I didn't think I'd like the whole card deck thing where the cards give you different skills and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm really getting into that now. I
Have
just
you played the beta?
yeah.
Okay, because I think I only have so a little memory from the beta.
Mhm.
Yeah, the same. I think it was the same situation for me too with the card system.
Yeah.
It was really weird at first to the point that I just felt the game was like wasn't gonna work out with the
Mhm.
way this is, kind of imbalanced.
Yep.
Like, because I was worried how some characters would play over others, and there's always gonna be this one deck. I mean, even back then, I think there was like the Juggernaut, the
Yeah.
armored one was
That
so
was
good.
that was the one I
But
used. Yeah.
yeah, but I
Because of
think
course it's named after the greatest fighting game character of all time. But go ahead.
yeah. Would it be great if they'd add Juggernaut as the DLC character for that game?
Oh, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started. I mean, it's never going to happen, obviously, but
Yeah, probably with the whole Marvel issues. Yeah,
well,
that's really
yeah,
low.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, anyways, yeah. That card system is pretty unique. So I like it actually.
Yeah,
Even though it feels weird, it is unique.
it is.
It's unique and like it feels like a better constructed version of Cross Seconds system,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah. I completely agree. Because
Yeah. Well,
that's what I was
in terms of
afraid it was
time.
going to be.
Yeah,
It was going to be like
yeah,
it was going to be
in
that
terms of
mess all
time,
over
yeah.
again. I think what helps in an EX is that they're set. You can't really change out cards in the decks. You have to pick a deck, and
Exactly,
what
yeah.
the deck is what you get.
Right. It just there's like no like nonsense for like the whole like let me choose with this specific card here and here. It's gonna be a nightmare if you're like hosting a tournament and it's just gonna take up a lot of time.
Yeah.
This is just here's the deck, you gotta use it.
Yeah.
Well you pick the other decks and you just go with that. That's it.
Yep. So here are the 12 or 16 decks. Pick one and let's go. So
Yeah.
yeah, instead of those ridiculous codes they were putting in and everything to try to help folks pick out because they had so many gems and there were so many different combinations. It was just like, oh my God, yeah.
I am worried about the whole like how does using money for the decks. I'm kind of curious how that's going because that's one thing I am worried about. If there's like a pay to win Goji deck.
Yeah, kind of, sorta. I mean, that's why I just went ahead and paid the $60 because I wanted to support the game and go ahead and get everything in one shot. But yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
they
that's a good way to look at it though, because yeah, if you're paying $60, you should get the full game. Like probably like that's the difference what would be considered a full game. Was for the
well,
30, 40, you can always upgrade to get the other decks
yeah,
if you like,
yeah,
and then yeah, I think that it works out. Whereas like Cross Second, I think that was a full game, and you had to buy more stuff. That would probably be a lot more than what it should be
yeah,
when you get everything. It was just too much to get.
yeah, it was. And but yeah, fighting Layer EX. Wait, it should have been fighting Layer EX. I don't. How could you not want
Flex.
to call it Flex, man?
Yeah, that
So
that was, that was like the best thing to call it back then, and everyone was trying to call it that. Then they
yeah,
just
and
decided
then
to
they came out
go
with the official
Fighting X
name,
Layer.
Fighting EX
Yeah,
Layer. It's like what? What? No, no, man, Flex.
yeah,
What are you doing?
yeah. I ain't feeling it.
You had Flex. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I ranked up to what was it fifth pawn the other night, and then started getting destroyed by the higher rank folks. It's like, Darren may not be in my he may not be my destined character in the higher ranks. Although I did a little better the other night, just having to learn how to play at a little bit of a higher level, not just dash in and throw everybody.
isn't progressive Darwin really good, or did they change that from the final version
I
of it?
cannot do the progressive stuff. I have to play. I have to play.
Classic.
Yeah, classic style. The progressive, I can never get it to work. Never get it to
Yeah,
work. It just, I don't like it. Oh, do back forward to do this move. Oh no, do down up to do a 360 move, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't feel right.
yeah. I'm worried about that because I feel like that's like a balance problem. I don't know how you
Probably
counterbalance
can. I
progressive
mean,
and classic.
if it becomes a competitive scene type of game, it's in the options. It can be turned off. So
Yeah, because I get the feeling maybe the game. Well, I don't know how's online. I think online you can play both progressive or classic, and I
yes,
don't I don't think you can change that.
yeah,
So
you
that's
can't
probably
change it
going to be
online.
tournament legal for that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think like a progressive down is worrying unless they do something weird like they add additional frames to actually do the input when you do this whatever forward punch it to SVD. It's like actually like 5 frames instead of like 1 frame.
yeah, but
Just
then,
I don't know.
eh, I don't think it's that big of a deal,
It
personally.
probably will be a big deal to people that take it serious, I guess.
Well,
Because they'll
maybe.
car SPD and stuff, I bet.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, it probably won't ever get that far. I mean, let's let's not fool ourselves. This game's probably not going to be this huge monster hit or nothing. But
Yeah, I don't know.
but you never know.
It is very passionate with the game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it. I plan to stream myself playing it a little bit more and finally get back into Blair. See if I can get her good again. That was my main character in the first Street Fighter EX. So I'm just happy she's back, and I think she's pretty good. And there's not a lot of Blair players out there, like at all. So
yeah. That's surprising because I thought she was like I don't know. There's always, I guess it's like like a, what's that word for mascot? Like how Ryu's like the mascot, like front, but
yeah,
then how like Chun Li's like the feminine mascot of the game
sure.
for that game.
Hmm.
I feel like for DX, I feel like Blair was kind of like that spot.
Really, Blair?
To me, it was for the
Uh,
first DX
I would
for the
have
first
said
DX
it
game.
was Pullum personally,
Oh,
which is why I was kind of surprised she wasn't in this one at launch. It's like Pullum to me, she was the mascot of this series. Her and Kyrie, but it was probably more Kyrie and Hokuto.
yeah,
They were
they
kind
were
of the main
the main
characters.
kind of characters. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, if I had to pick a mascot though, it would have been Pullum for me personally. and I think a lot of folks felt that way actually. But
well, I don't know. I guess so. Not for me though, because
because
of
I
the
mean,
whole quoting.
if anybody really thought Blair was the mascot, if she was that if she was seen as that kind of a character, they wouldn't have left her out of 2 and 3. Dang it.
Well, she moved on to fighting later.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
she was just that high up to the point where she had to go to her own game, just like
Yeah.
Al Snyder did.
And her sister Sharon showed up, and nobody cared about. I didn't care about it anyway.
She's fast, but yeah.
I was like, who the hell is this Sharon? No, where the hell is Blair? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, top tier character wise, seems like folks are starting to gravitate toward Alan.
Yeah, it felt that way for me in the beta that Alan was like up there. Well, like it was definitely him and Darun. I felt like because of the whole progressive mode, Darun. I feel like that was too good to pass up. Plus the armor, but I have a feeling they
Yeah, but there's
changed the armor properties a bit.
I feel like they did, because it's not. I mean, it still does what it does, but it feels like if you're getting hit in the armor, you can't do grabs anymore. So you'll be stuck in the grab animation, but higher level play folks know what to do if you have armor now. They know what moves to come out and just wail on you. So you're just taking massive life hits while you're stuck in the grab animation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the new thing is super with a high hitting.
Yep.
Well, not high hitting. Multi-hitting. Super.
Yep.
If it does that, then that's gonna do tons of damage to armor. Yeah, that's been the new thing I'm seeing on like Twitter videos, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so the hyper armor is not very good in that game anymore at all. I actually switched over to the Grab Master deck now, which once you get it going, it's crazy. What is it? You do 5 command grabs, and all your command grabs do 20% more damage.
Really?
And you do 2 normal throws. Now I might have these reversed, but you do 2 normal throws, and you get I might have these reversed, but either way, I know one of them is activated by 2 normal throws, and one of them is activated by doing 5 command grabs. Oh, one of them's activated too when if you just stay close to your opponent for a total of 10 seconds in the fight. It increases your throw range for all your command grabs, which is crazy. It's crazy good. Your command grabs do 20% extra damage once one of them is activated. And I think the other one is your normal throws do 20% extra damage too. And so that ends up being better off than if you're fighting somebody who knows what to do about armor. Getting the extra hurt on your throws is better off, and it's actually easier to activate too.
Mm.
If you just land a couple of throws and you're in there. So I've been rolling with that since Wednesday, and I've been enjoying it so far. Because his normal SPD goes from doing, was it 55 damage to 63 or something like that?
55 is like around 30% is right.
Maybe.
I forgot their values are kind of like really small.
Yeah.
I forgot what their max health value was like. I don't know.
But all of those buffs actually work on his super too. So his super also gets the extra grab range and the 20% extra
They do hitbox
damage.
changes too. They do hitbox changes as well.
His command grab range, is increased. So you'll see sometimes when you go to do it, you'll almost like move right next to your opponent. Yeah.
That's
Then start grabbing them. It's awesome.
Wow. Man, I really gotta get into the game somehow. Well, hopefully the same gets out sooner or later.
Yeah, hopefully they'll come out with a PC version of it, but I wouldn't look forward anytime soon.
No. So how's online? Like, I mean, I know you mentioned it before, but would you say that's like, would you say it's like about the equivalent of Dragon Ball Fighter Z connections, or a little better, or?
I didn't play a whole lot of Dragon Ball Fighters online. Not the finished game. Uh, the beta I did, and I had a really bad experience with it. Oh, that's right. I did. That's right. There was a reason I didn't play the finished game online because it didn't work when it came out. I was one of those folks that could never connect. I'd get kicked out of a room just standing there.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's why I don't have a lot of experience with Dragon Ball Fighters. I presume they fixed it by now. So I
Yeah,
couldn't.
kind of.
I couldn't tell you.
I mean, it's
Um,
still kind of there, but it's like not as troubling as before.
I think
But
overall is better than the beta for it. If you played the beta for it, it's better than that, but sometimes not by much. For the most part, it's good. I'll say. Like I said, in all my fights, I've probably only fought two really lag fest fights. Most of the fights are pretty good. It'll stutter every now and then, sometimes, but for the most part, my experience with it has been okay. Not great, but not horrible, by no means.
hmm,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I'm just so they're supposed to come out with a patch at the end of the month that allows you. One thing that drives me nuts about it. So you're waiting to play a ranked match. You can go into training mode while you're waiting on a match. Uh,
Hmm.
you'll get your match. Um, you get your match, and then you'll play best two out of three, and then it gives you the option to continue to search for a match. But when you hit that, it takes you back to not back to training mode. It takes you back to the online ranked mode where you pick a character and all your stuff. It doesn't even go back to trying to find a match. It's like that
Weird.
is maddening. It's
It's
freaking
time
maddening.
consuming.
So they're going to come out with a patch, they said, at the end of this month that's going to give you the option to either go straight back to search for a match or to go back to training mode while it searches for a match.
Did it
So
mention something about one player versus CPU as well?
I don't remember seeing that. I hope so. That would be good. I know they've. I remember seeing a tweet or something on their Facebook page where they said they would like to put like an arcade mode or some kind of single player content into the game, but it doesn't seem like that's something that they're concentrating on right now. Wouldn't surprise me if they're working on it in the background. They're probably working on all the DLC characters and stuff first, as well as trying to get the online right. Because actually, the day the game came out, I couldn't even go online on it for like the first 2 hours. After I got home from work, it was at least 2-3 hours before I could even go online. It was time for me to go to bed by the time they actually fixed it. where I could actually
Mm.
go online and even play the game when it first came out. So they're probably concentrating on the online stuff first, and then of course we got to get
Yep.
a-
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
area
about
in
something.
there because everybody loved area so much.
Yeah. I hate her design.
Yeah, yeah, it's just
Her
like,
tool
but
set's cool though. Like if you actually watch like some of her like matches like from EX2 plus arcades, like
uh huh,
her tool set is really unique, and I think that's pretty cool what she has. I just hate her as a character.
yeah,
That's like that with a lot of EX characters too, actually, where like some of the designs are a little off, but they have good move sets.
yeah, yeah. I love most of the EX characters except for Sharon and area.
Yeah, Saren, I don't know what to say about that. I just
Uh,
know she was fast and she had an overhead, and
What was the
uh,
dude in what was the dude in EX3 that you could give him moves? He was like a creative character.
I want to say Max, but I don't think that's his name.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, that guy kind of sucked too.
Ace, that's his name. Oh,
Ace,
what a
that yeah,
coincidence!
yeah, I think it was Ace.
Yeah.
And then there was Cycloid Gamma and Cycloid Beta. What were they? They were the wireframe guys. But what was
Yeah, I thought they were like bonus characters or something for the
they?
EX
Yeah,
series. EX1, they were also bonus in EX2, but like they were like invisible. Well, I think they were nameless.
probably.
It was just there for XL combos. But EX1 they were named as like Cycloid Alpha. I think they had Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, or might have, I don't know.
I thought I
Point
remember
is, their
in,
names are
in
Cycloid.
in three they were Cycloid Beta and Cycloid Gamma. But I don't remember what they did. If they had like different moves or different character moves or something. I don't know. Either way, yeah, I didn't care for them much either. But everybody else is pretty much cool. You know, I remember not caring for Jack back then.
Oh yeah, you mean C-Jack? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Crackerjack, which I guess they decided to pull that out because of just the way I just said it.
Yeah,
Crackerjack.
I wasn't too fond of him early either. But, yeah.
But I tell you what, he is fun in this game though.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in the game.
Oh yeah, he's in the game and he's pretty good. Um,
Yeah, he was like a. From what I remember for EX2 Plus, he was like a weird combination. He had like the Dudley style like ducking moves where you can
yeah,
go forward,
mm-hmm,
kind of.
yeah,
They weren't true strings you can do, but because of the game's nature of where you can cancel
canceling, yeah,
moves into supers, it's
mm-hmm,
like a gimmick thing that you have
yeah,
to watch out for. So it's like a, I guess another way you could say it's like a Ken B skill gimmicks that some people used to do way in season one. That's like, people just got this like try not to do much anymore
mm-hmm,
because it's like risky.
mm-hmm,
Um,
yeah,
but it's like that, but it's a lot more efficient because it's faster. Visually, it's hard to read it. I mean, unless you're really anticipating, but by the time you're done that, you probably have to worry about like another thing that he has, and I think that's like just like his basic like things he could do. He can just walk forward after a light and probably confuse your most of it to command ass.
mm-hmm,
And
yeah. He still kind of
also,
has that.
does he have the baseball thing with the projectile?
No,
What?
doesn't have that.
Wait, so he doesn't have the baseball bat at all, or
He does have a baseball bat. I think he only uses it in the super. No, I think he'll still swing the baseball bat. There's no ball or nothing.
oh no, it's not a ball. It's like if you were like Alan Snyder, and if you shoot a fireball, you can
Oh
bounce
yeah,
that
like
fireball
hit the
out of the
back,
screen.
or just hitting the projectile. I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't tried to hit a projectile with it.
that was like a hit, like a. Well, I don't know if it's like an Easter egg, even considered an Easter egg because it's like a niche game, but like it was
Hmm.
like one thing you could do, and you knock it out of like the side of the background. It was like really cool to see.
I'll have to try that next time. It wouldn't surprise me if it was still in there.
Yeah,
So
they probably would have that. I feel like I would like to see that. Yeah, he was a neat character in X2 Plus. How's he like in? I mean, did you get to play him or?
I played him like briefly in training mode once, just to because I was just trying out all of the characters and everything, and I was like, oh, he's kind of fun. Just kind of figuring out his moves and everything. Like one of his supers, he kind of walks forward. It's like a command grab super.
Yeah, it's a command grab. But
Yeah.
you can jump out of it.
Hmm. But every time somebody does it against me, I forget. Like, what's he doing? Oh crap!
Yeah,
And he just sitting
you're
there,
a
just
master
getting
at
punched over and over again.
like the fast supers like that. That was the thing with like Street Fighter 4 and afterwards, but then there were older games where like the Akuma Demon. It's like the Akuma Demons in 4 and after were like kind of slow, were really slow.
Hmm.
But in older games, it was like really fast. So it's like you really had to like be ready for it.
Yeah, but even if you saw it coming, he's always just hold up.
Well, it depends on like
Like
yeah,
how you set
if
it
it's
up.
like mid screen, yeah. But
Yeah.
if it's like 2 steps away, sometimes like if you don't have the reactions for it, you probably be too late.
Oh
before you
yeah,
even
well,
think about it.
see
But
back in those
yeah,
days, we still did.
yeah,
So folks would try to demon us. We'd see it coming a mile away, and folks would just be shocked. How did you get out of that, dude? All you got to do is hold up. It's like seriously, that's all you got to do. But I was right next to you. I knew you were going to do it. Just hold up. So, oh, he's about to. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm out of it.
yeah. And it's probably like also like the gimmick that they like the trend they do, or like they'll do like withstand jabs, then
Yeah.
forward sword, then also you know it's coming by like you see like whiff jabs in the air and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, a lot of folks didn't know exactly how to hide it.
Yeah.
It's like, plus it was the arcade days too, where you could hear him hitting the buttons, pop, 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 pop. It's like, okay, I know what he's gonna do. It's like,
Oh, yeah. They'll mess up the first time, and then the second time,
yes,
I already know they're gonna do it.
yeah,
They're gonna do
yeah.
it again. Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, dude. I know what you're trying to do. It's like, stop it. It's too late, man. I know what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. But yeah. So I'm still gonna call it flex. Dang it. Screw them.
Yeah. I was about to call that flex when I was gonna make messages about it, but then I realized it wasn't called
Yeah,
that. So
I
don't
did
blame
too.
you.
Yeah, but it's like, dang it, it should have been flex. But yeah, still a lot of fun. And if you're a big EX fan like I am, you'll find enjoyment in it. However, if you're only again, a casual fighting game fan, just trying to find something cool to play, and if you don't plan to play online, I would not get the game yet.
Yeah.
Much like
Especially
Street
like
Fighter
money
Five, I
switch
would
in.
wait. I would tell you to wait until it's more of a game. Right now, it's basically just an online game that has a training mode in it.
Mhm.
So, but overall,
I was gonna say arcade mode is coming
I'm sure it is.
in the
'Cause-
July patch.
Is it coming in the July patch?
Yeah, so
Cool.
it's coming with that training mode fix.
Okay, and I'm sure it's probably just going to be a 8-man fight. I wonder who the end boss is going to be, or whether it just be like 8 random characters and then like a storyboard ending or something like that. Well, which even that would be better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
but hopefully it's something at least a little interesting. So that's cool. And then I'm sure they're not going to release those DLC characters. Well, I think they already said they're not going to release until August, so they're going to probably wait after Evo and then bring those out. Yeah, I wouldn't expect any of these games to be getting anything new between now and Evo,
Right.
because it's Evo. So, all right, flex, fun. If you're a casual player, wait. It's kind of the verdict on that right now. So, talking about stuff coming out for games. So, Tekken 7 seems going to have a season 2 of DLC.
Yeah, that was like a leak, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But hadn't they pretty much come out and officially said
came
it
open.
since
Yeah.
then? Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have more stuff. So I wonder who's gonna be it. This has got to be the where they bring some of the characters that folks want back. They want
Lei
Law,
Wulong.
Lei. Well, Law's already in it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
This-
Well, I guess if I don't know how much of a difference is Force and martial law.
To me, they're the same, but I know a Law character is probably screaming at his screen right now. So.
Oh
So,
yeah, I think that Milov guy from Mississippi, the law player in our last tournament that you hosted
Mhm.
last year. Yeah, I think he told me once what it was, and I just can't remember what it was. It was like it was definitely some type of like uppercut move or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
I
some
don't-
kind of difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I know a bunch of folks wanted Lei back in it.
yeah. Lei's a surprise because Tekken 2 was kind of like the iconic game at the time. I feel like more than Tekken 1.
Yes.
Tekken 1 was like it's like project type of game. And
Yeah, the first
just
Tekken
expanded.
game. Exactly. And then
And-
Tekken 2 came out, and oh my God, it was perfect.
Yeah. And like Lei Wulong was like on. You know who else, Stu? I was gonna say Jun Kazama because I
Well-
was gonna say these two characters were the first characters you were highlighting. On the left was June or Bake, depending on how the arcade settings splits, but it was mostly June.
Hmm.
And then right side was Lei Wulong. So
Yeah.
it's like these were the characters you were immediately brought up to, aside of like Heihachi from the intro and stuff.
Right.
But it's like, why aren't they in
Oh,
Tekken 7?
I would freaking
Well-
kill to get June back. But June is dead in the story, so we can't bring her back. She's dead. Yeah, well, Bake was dead too, and he's been in it since.
Yeah, it's probably a Mortal Kombat syndrome going on. What
Well,
was this quote? what was the quote from Mortal Kombat? They said nobody's really dead from Mortal Kombat or something like that. Yeah, it's probably the same thing with Tekken. I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me. Um, but yeah, I think Lei would be a shoe in. I almost think Armor King is almost a shoe in too, assuming that the characters are going to be returning. I did hear a rumor about another guest character. I can't remember who it was though, but I remember not being pleased.
Um, I don't know. I hear a lot of rumors for Tekken stuff.
Yeah,
So it's like I don't even know. I can't even really take them to face value unless they like work with Namco or something.
uh-huh. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm sure they'll probably make an announcement of that at Evo 2, if not Comic Con next week. I don't know if
Question is, will they be free?
Bandai Namco's there. Somehow I doubt it. Although I know Harada himself is not big on paid DLC, but Namco is.
But what about the original characters? That's what he like mentioned during release of the game. At
Yeah,
least.
he did. So that would be cool. That if they bring back the older characters, that they would be free, and then maybe put in some more guest characters to sell.
Right. That's fine. But
yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. But Namco.
And he explains the outrageous prices for the DLC characters. I forgot how much they were, but they were a lot.
In 7?
Yeah, like Geese and
what were they?
Noctis. How much were they individually?
Like $6-7, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, but it was pretty high price.
And I didn't think it was a whole lot of DLC, because when I keep forgetting they added the bowling game to it.
Yeah, the offline only bowling game.
Yeah, the bowling game, and then Geese, who was awesome. Don't get me wrong, Geese was great.
Oh yes,
but then Noctis, kind of hit or miss depending on who you are. And was there any other DLC characters? That was it, right? That was officially part of the DLC 1
season 1 pass.
Yeah.
It was just that, and like I guess your metallic colors.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And it's like that's it. It's like, oh, okay. I was kind of expecting more, to be honest, but
bowling mode's not even online.
Yeah, just disappointing.
They were probably worried about it was going to like take away some of the user base. That probably would have been one message they probably would say, actually.
Well, so I guess we'll find out. Like I say, definitely by Evo, I'm sure they'll bring up something about that.
Yes. Season 1 pass now including a beach ball offline only, and then 2 DLC characters.
I actually want the beach ball mode back. That was my
I
favorite
like
mode.
It too, but we need it online at least.
That would be cool.
Who else we're gonna play it?
Yeah, that's true.
You host it for tournaments. That'd be a nice
it'd be a fun thing to do. Yeah, just kind of while we're waiting on everybody to show up. Hey, let's do a tournament on this real quick. Phoenix Punch only. Phoenix Smash Pie. That would be that would be actually really cool. So yes, Tekken 7.
I didn't even catch that last message, but you were.
What's that?
A tournament with just Paul Death Fist?
Oh yeah. Well, with the ball, the Tekken ball mode. Come on, man.
Was that even top tier strats in Tekken Ball?
No. That's why it will be fun.
And now I'm curious, what was the strong strats for? Oh, I remember Law's like front flip was being really.
I'm about to say, I remember something about one of Law's flips or something. Was kind of the go-to thing. Because I remember everybody used to pick Law for it back then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been so long, I remember how much fun we used to have playing it, but I cannot tell you what we used to do. I do remember.
Use Yoshimitsu and stab the ball and then to hurt yourself.
I'm sure that probably worked pretty good. Of course, if
Yeah,
they returned it, you
that
were
was like
screwed.
so suicide doing that.
Pretty much, yeah. Um, God, I really want that mode back now. Anyway, Soul Calibur 6 announced Talon. Cool. That was one of the other characters that they took out that I was upset about in Soul Calibur 5. So, not that I really used her that much, but it's like, why'd you take her out of the game? A lot of folks really liked her. So, I think it's kind of weird they're putting all these Soul Calibur 2 characters back into a reboot of Soul Calibur 1. But either way, it's cool. Zasalamel's back now. She's back now. Now, if I can just get Rock in there. I swear to God, I don't want Astaroth. I want Rock. Please. I know it's going to be Astaroth. It's going to be Astaroth, I know it. But I want Rock back. Rock was my main character in Soul Blade. So. And Soul Calibur. Dadgummit. And then Astaroth came and basically took all of his moves. I think Soul Calibur 3, he was back, and he was like a grappler character at that point. All of his best moves they gave to Astaroth, and then they made him like a grapple character after that point. So, so that's pretty much at this point. That's all I want to see back. If they give me Rock, I'll be good with that game. And Link. Go ahead and put Link back in the game. I know it's not going to happen unless they put it on the Switch, which it doesn't look like they're thinking about doing right now. But if they ever do make a Switch version of that game, everybody's going to be screaming, "Put Link in it! Put Link in it!"
Yeah, that's going to happen. And I'm questioning how did tournaments work that out? Did Link appear to every console version? Or
No, he was only in the GameCube version.
Yeah, that's gonna.
It was only on the GameCube version, and coincidentally, the GameCube version was the highest selling version of that game. Probably not, because Link was in it. So,
to no surprise.
Yeah, really. So yeah, if they ever want to make a little more money, they could just do a Switch port and put Link in the game and just sit back and watch the cash flow in. And TOs all over the place who don't already have a Switch for Smash stuff would now have to start getting Switches because everybody would only want to play the Switch version. Well, I got to play Link. So, let me go buy 6 of these things.
I mean, would they allow that? Maybe modern day tournaments would change things up, but I remember in the past they just had to ban that.
Well, I tell you, back when 2 was out, every Soul Calibur event that I held back when I worked at EB Games, we always did the GameCube version. Everybody always wanted to just do the GameCube version.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Few folks wanted to play Spawn, and nobody wanted to play Heihachi on the PS2. And every time I would put it up for a vote, hey, which version of the game are we going to play? GameCube always won, by far. Because everybody wanted to play with Link. Even the folks that didn't play with them would still vote for the GameCube version because I think that's the version most folks had. They were used to it because Link was in it. So, yeah. If I get Rock in it, that'd be great. If I got Link in it, that'd be awesome. But that's not going to happen because they're probably not going to end up making a Switch version of that game. But and then Street Fighter V is talking to there's talks of a season 4 for that game, and then possibly they're going to start work on Street Fighter 6 at that point.
Yeah, I heard about that where we're going to make an. I mean, they obviously are going to have a new season, and then Street Fighter 6 was on production, like you said. I heard about that. I wonder if that's really short time frame.
What for 6?
Yeah, because I guess it's not. 3 to 4 was probably the longest, probably. I think.
Well, yeah.
Obvious, because that was like the really dark times. For like Street Fighter 4 to 5 was like what, 2008 till
2008 to what, 2012?
2016, I think.
Wait, where were we, season
I'm,
2?
I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
for
yeah,
Ultra.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, they come out 16. That's probably about right. Season 1, 16. Season 2 and 17. Season 3 and 18. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, February 2016, I guess, is when it came out.
Yeah.
So,
You mean
but
not? Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
but unlike, but I think in this case, they're probably working on 6 now.
Yeah, they
So
probably work now, but like, yeah, they're probably not going to get anything going, like even a trailer to like another 2 years, maybe.
yeah, so I'm sure like the main, because all they got left to do for Street Fighter Five, once they, if they put any more modes in it, is basically characters. So but I'm sure the main production is going into making a new Street Fighter. So the talk is that game probably won't be out to at the earliest 2020.
Hmm.
So let's just assume, even if we assume that they started production now, that gives them 2 years to work on the core mechanics of the core game, while they still throw out another year of stuff for 5, and then everything would go full speed ahead on that one. Because don't forget, Street Fighter 5 was a rush job because Sony gave Capcom all that money to make sure that they got it, that only PS4 got it, and that they got it quick so they could put the nail in the Xbox Box One coffin. Street Fighter
Right.
5 was supposed to be they were just gonna nail down that coffin, but the game suffered for it because it was said that Capcom had always planned to make a Street Fighter 5, but they were never even supposed to start production on it. It wasn't even supposed to come out until like now. They weren't going to start production on it until 2016. Then all of a sudden, Sony comes to you and says, "Hey, here's 20 mil. We need Street Fighter 5 out in 2016." You're like, "Oh, well, that's like a year." You're like, "Yeah, we're gonna need that out in 2016." So, okay. I mean, you can't really turn that down. Didn't work out too good for them, but they've
Yeah,
turned it
that's
around,
true.
and it's got enough support, at least on the esports side, where it's still worth it to them to keep supporting the game on that front and everything. It's just too bad it wasn't a good game. You know,
Right.
fighting
Yeah, most of the
mechanics and
games
everything
are.
aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was obviously they had a choice obviously when 5 was coming out. It's like, we can either try to make it a game, or we can try to make it something where the folks that compete in it do it, and they obviously went on the compete side. And the sales kind of bore that out. You really only got the diehard players that picked up the game. Everybody else was like, well, this isn't really a game. It's a disc with some fighting characters on it, and if you had no online access, God help you, you couldn't do anything with the game. It was useless.
Survival mode.
It was, yeah, which was awful.
Mm.
Somewhere out there, somebody mastered the game because that's the only mode he was able to do. He's unlocked every color for every character,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
but
They
but he
probably
doesn't
messed with
have
the
online
AI.
and no friends, so he's never played anybody else in it. But he's a secret god at the game.
Yeah, I can already see it now. I'll be like, what is this? I was doing so well against the AI.
Yeah.
Every pattern they have.
Yep. Yep. It's like the old Street Fighter 2 days. That's how it was. That's back in the schoolyards, man. That's how you knew somebody was good. They could beat Street Fighter 2 on 8 stars. I couldn't even do it now, but back then, yeah, it was easy.
I don't think I ever really gave the CPU a try much in Street Fighter 2, but I remember it was a little different than how like Mortal Kombat used to handle. Mortal Kombat had really easy. Well, I don't know. Some people said that Mortal Kombat AI was hard, but I don't know. It wasn't that hard. Like,
Um, Once you learned patterns, and it's like that with almost everything.
yeah,
You learn the
it's
pattern,
pretty
you
much
you,
everything.
you
Yeah.
kind of figure out how the computer thinks, and you'll learn little tricks and what they do. Like Chun-Li in what was it, Street Fighter Alpha 2, I think. She would do the exact same thing at the beginning of every fight. She would walk herself back into the corner, and if you followed her into the corner, she would jump over you, walk back to the other corner, and then she would start to fight. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know if
That's
that was
weird.
only the PlayStation version, but without fail, when you turn the difficulty up, she back up, throw a fireball. If you came close to her, she would end up jumping over you, then back up to the other corner. And once she got to that other corner, is when she would actually start to fight. That was odd, but without fail, you knew how she was going to start to fight every time. So yeah, you play enough, you start to figure stuff out like that. But the Street Fighter V Season 4, so the characters that were brought up is 8 of them altogether. Sea
These are the
Viper.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
These are the same ones from the season 1 series.
Well, actually, so Sea Viper, Necro, Q, which, anyway, Oro, Sodom, Kodo, and 2 new characters. Now, remember there was the leak last year that said that this year we were going to get the 6 characters and then 4 of them for free. The first 4, 4 of the ones on this list, I believe it was Sea Viper, Necro, Q, and Sodom were the ones that were listed as the free ones. So, according to, I believe, the same guy, that was obviously nixed. But there's 8 characters because now they're going to give us 2 of those characters for free next year. Is the current word going around now. I doubt the 2 free ones would be the new characters. So probably, if I had to guess, Sodom and Viper. I feel like those would be the free ones, but that's just a blind ass guess. But there's a lot of, there's Street Fighter 3 characters in here. Well, what's 4 Street Fighter 3 characters in there: Necro, Q, Oro, and Makoto, which makes sense because in Street Fighter 5 timeline, we should be getting closer to Street Fighter 3, so it makes sense that more Street Fighter 3 characters would start appearing and everything.
Right.
But the 2 new characters, one of them is probably going to be this Phantom character that I have no idea who Phantom is. So,
Sodium. That's what Sam said.
Oh, Sodom. Nobody wants. I do. I liked him. I mean, he was never a great character or anything, but I actually liked him back in Alpha 2 and 3, particularly 3, because if you picked as Exism, he had the swords instead of the sword breakers. It's pretty cool. I always liked that because that's he had the katanas in Final Fight, so it's a nice little Easter egg for folks who knew where he came from. I'll be interested to see what they do with him because Birdie kind of has some of his moves now. So I wonder. So he probably be completely different. No more hop command grabs, or they might make him exactly the same. He might still have some hop command grabs and Rekkas. He didn't really have Rekkas though, didn't he? He just had the dash with the things. I
Yeah,
don't think it was
what moves
Rekka.
were similar? What moves were similar? Because the only one I remember was the command grab one, but that one I thought he corner carries like the opponent with his like daggers, I think.
Oh well, he had the dash one. Yeah, if he hit you with it, he rubbed you against the ground.
Yeah.
But did he not have a hop command grab too?
I thought that was it, the hump command grab, where he like drags you towards the wall.
No, that was like a running one. He would like hunch over and run towards you. I thought. It's been so long since I played him.
Yeah, you might be. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I gotta
I could
revisit
very
that
well
game.
be wrong. I need to load back up Street Fighter Alpha 3 and check it out. But either way, I would just like to see him. I'm in the camp that I just want to see him at this point because he's the only alpha character that hasn't been in a game since. So
Yeah, he has been so
sign me
little.
up for put him in there specifically for that. Um, Necro, I've never been a big fan of. Like
Oh yeah, because he
never.
was like the Dowsum ripoff
Dawson
back
Blanca
then.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was to us. He was the epitome of what was wrong with Street Fighter 3.
yeah. Dowsum and Blanca
It's like
together.
if you wanted to put Dawson or Blanca back in the game, why didn't you just put Dawson and Blanca back in the game?
Yeah,
It's like so he can stretch like Dawson and have electricity like Blanca. It's like he still kind of sucks though.
yeah. He can stun quickly, but that's about it.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how he would play, assuming any of this is true, obviously. Oro, I can believe. Q would be interesting. You could make him exactly like he was in 3, and I think he would work just fine. Although that goes back to the whole thing where G's battle outfit is Q. So what the
Yeah.
hell is Q going to be? If he's not going to look like Q, if he's going to look like somebody else. Will we get
I have no idea.
uncostumed Q?
I'm questioning if we'll even get Q.
Well, yeah. Again, this is all this is all just kind of thrown up there in the air. So we'll see. But I mean, this guy's been pretty much right about everything else. So I mean, it's a little less grain of salt. But when I saw that G outfit, it made me wonder. Oh well, he already looks like Q. It's like when they gave Urian the DLC outfit where he looks like Gil. It's like, well, probably means Gil's not going to be in the game then, because that would be confusing.
Yeah.
if you're playing against Gil and here you are as Urian and you look like Gil. It's like I lost myself all of a sudden. And that's why I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the Q would be, unless his look is like completely different, which they may be going for. This may be unmasked Q, or even better, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Q, the guy on the boat. That's obviously Q.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, although it still looks like Q. So it could be an unmasked Q. You find out it's a girl the whole time. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, like Metroid.
Yeah, exactly. he kind of stomps on the screen, takes off the mask. It's a girl. What?
Yeah, that'd be something.
That would be
Um,
something. Aura would be cool. Makoto, I think, would actually work pretty good in 5. She'd be fun. I think I'd actually probably try to play her if they put her back in it. Sea Viper, cool, I guess. I don't care one way or the other, but I know at least a couple of guys who would be ecstatic if she was in it, assuming she plays a lot like she did in 4.
yeah, I'm thinking of the worst things they can do, because Street Fighter 5's homage for making the characters not feel like the way they were before.
Yeah,
Until they get
moving
V
some of
Trigger,
their
at least.
supers into EX moves and V skills and stuff, and yeah, trying to figure out what some of these V skills would be. Like Q is easy. He would just he would do the taunt.
Taunt. Yeah.
Just do that over and over again.
It'll be something if his V gauge is unique, that he can't gain it by getting hit or by receiving damage or inflicting damage, but he can
Uh-huh.
only do it when he does the V skill. And then when he does 3 V skills, like in the third strike, that's when he can pop in and gets like a health boost.
Oh no, even better. What was that move that he explodes and it's like an
Oh
instant
yeah,
kill?
danger. Yeah.
Yeah. That's V-Trick Trigger. he goes into that mode, and if you don't grab your opponent within like 5 seconds or something, you die.
Man, it's like that. You just automatic KO yourself.
Yeah, but his V skill increases his health. Not like gives you more health back, but increases his uh, defense, just like it did back then. So up to a certain amount. But then once the bar's full, you can, yeah. So your defense will increase as your bars fill, and it goes up to 3 bars. And just like usual, you can use it for reversal if you want, at the cost of some of the at the cost some of your defense, and then you can pop it and explode and end the match. But you got to count down. So, high risk, high reward. And but it's just like you said, you can only build a skill by doing the V skill. You can only build bar by doing the V skill. I like that. That's exactly what I want now. They do anything besides that, I'll be upset.
Because that was his game. It was just him getting taunt out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, now Q's decent because he got the 3 taunts," even though he probably still sucked at the end of the day. But
I mean, there were some good players with him, but yeah, at high level players, like, nah, not really.
yeah.
But God, that would be interesting. Oh,
I'm worried if V trigger worked like that though. So would it be like a 1-hit kill too?
Well, it would do massive amount of damage. It may not necessarily be a 1-hit kill.
Okay,
but it would definitely do massive damage.
Like people complaining like how people complain with Seth players, so it is 50-50 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of what it felt like. But yeah, I would love to see Danger come back though. I'm pretty sure it will probably be there for V trigger.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see if any of that comes true. I'm hoping they're still working on the new cinematic story mode. There's so many new characters. I feel like they almost have to do something after the other story that would kind of lead it more into Street Fighter 3, and have Gil as an unplayable final boss.
Yeah.
And then make him a playable character in 2019, at the end of 2019 and into 2020, right before Street Fighter 6 comes out. Because why the heck not?
Because then you're going to get people complaining about side switching then, probably. They want right side Gil or left side Gil.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because they're going to want the ice side first, or if they want fire first, I don't know.
Yeah,
what was the best one?
So yeah,
I think ice was.
I would just do it for fun. Like I say, it'd be the tail end of Street Fighter V's life. Just let everybody have it. Just let them do what they want to do. Put all the dolls in there too. Doggone it. I mean, they're basically in the game now. Leave them exactly the way they are. Just simple, 2-3 moves each, and just throw them in there. Just for fun. Dang it. I'm surprised they hadn't put them in any of the extra battle modes yet.
They're probably gonna do it really soon because I mean they got the mercenaries at least. So what's stopping them from putting someone like DiCaprio? I'm pretty sure they're gonna eventually put them.
Yeah, I'm almost sure she'll be one of the boss characters one of these times. Did you play against Ryu in extra battle? What was it last week?
Nope, because that's a complete waste of money.
Oh, but dude, it was so awesome.
Yeah, I heard he has a similar Ryu thing.
It was like, even when I was getting my butt kicked by him, I'm like, my God, why didn't Ryu play like this? Why didn't all of Street Fighter look like this? Because even when he did his super uppercut, the way the camera zoomed in, and it was just like this. This is what Street Fighter V should have been the whole time. It was so great. It was actually really fun, even though it cost what, like 1,000 or 1,500 fight money to fight him, and you were only gonna ever get a title for it. You weren't even gonna get any money for it. Screw that. But
Right.
I just saw, I fought him once to see what it was like, and I was like, oh my god, that was actually awesome. So I fought him like 3 more times just to see him, and it was great.
Hmm.
I'd love to see more stuff like that. I'd love to see Ryu play kind of like that. That
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
that would have been evil
He's
Ryu.
forever Dan at this point.
Well, some folks are calling him evil Ryu. I think he's what did I call him? Like clear Ryu, or the Ryu at the end of the story mode where
I call him
he,
V Ryu.
huh?
I call him V Ryu.
V Ryu.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah,
viable Ryu.
yeah, yeah. With the butterfly and stuff. It's like, yeah, he's a clear-minded man. It's like, I know how to do this now. I've conquered the dark Hado.
Giving me moments like people do like these weird Mugen rehashes of Ryu.
Uh-huh.
They had like Angel Ryu and stuff. I think that was like toned from like the Alpha movie. I think.
Oh, yeah. Which I remember being very disappointed in. Well, mostly. Only the most disappointing part about that cartoon was that we bought that DVD thinking that the guy on the cover was Akuma. But it wasn't. It's like, wait a minute. Wait, that's not Akuma. It's this doctor guy. We were duped. I mean, that was our fault. We just thought it looked like a stylized Akuma, but it wasn't. So it's like the ending of it was kind of disappointing. The rest of it was still all right, though. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, we thought that was Akuma he was fighting on the cover, and it wasn't. So either way, yeah, I would love to see another cinematic mode, some more extra battle stuff. Just more stuff in it. Couldn't hurt at this point.
Want Netflix? I don't think they're gonna do that.
What?
Get rid of the one-sided rollback. I mean,
Oh.
that's really my only complaint at this point. That's my biggest complaint.
Yeah, whatever.
They're not gonna do a damn thing about it, aren't they?
Freaking nerd.
You don't know what it's like. I don't know. Maybe you do. But it's like when you win, it feels bad. Like you feel like you want to like really like throw a stick out just for winning because I didn't feel like you're learning anything. You just felt like you learned how the server plays.
And I think you think about this stuff too much. Personally.
Yeah.
That's just my
it's
thoughts,
my own
man.
personal problem.
Just play the game. Just have fun, man. Just have fun. God, you're like a friend of ours. He's a PhD in physics. Try going to see something sci-fi with that guy. You will not have fun because he has to complain about everything. That's not how space works. In actuality, the whole ship would flip around because of the boson constant. It's like, shut up! It's like, I just want to watch Star Wars, man. I don't care. It's like he can't enjoy anything. Everything has to be super real because he understands everything. It's like the rest of us just enjoy stuff, man. Come on. So, yeah, that's kind of like you talking to you about this stuff sometimes. Sometimes you're not that bad, but sometimes I feel like if you just stop thinking about it so much and just try to have fun, you will.
Yeah.
So either way. You want to talk about Evo real quick before we wrap things up? I mean,
Yeah, I suppose so.
it's happening. It's the first weekend in August this month, right? It's a little late. Isn't it usually the end of July?
Yeah, usually it's July. And
Yeah.
That's what I forgot about. Like I forgot Evo was like it is coming up, but then I forgot it's in August, which is kind of the weirdest dates I heard from a while.
Yeah.
Usually it's in July.
Yeah, I guess. It's usually the last weekend in July, around there, something like that. This week it's 3rd, 4th, and 5th of August, which is just one week back. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, honestly, I'm just waiting to see what stuff's gonna get announced there. Like I said, we're gonna see something for Street Fighter V there. Obviously, we're probably gonna see something for Tekken, we're probably going to see Dragon Ball Fighters last DLC characters if they don't announce even more. I mean, obviously, we're going to see MVCI Uncanny. I mean, that's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. At least I hope it happens.
I wonder if we're gonna get a Super Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
I think we're more likely to see a Dragon Ball Fighters 2 announced before they make more DLC characters. They'll just make a whole new game. I think the next 2 DLC characters are going to be the last, and then they're going to make a new game, and then add more characters to that one.
Yeah, because I get the feeling they have a. I think they want to change the game mechanics a good bit. So I feel like they want to do that with like a new game. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they're going to be tired of seeing like Cells and Kid Boos winning.
Well, obviously not. They hadn't really changed it much. They can't really do it now. But yeah, I think we'll see a new game before we see them start putting more Dragon Ball Super characters in it, like from the Tournament of Power series. That's pretty much all they have left to draw from, unless they're going to put like Mr. Satan in it, or again, like I've talked to a few folks about, it's like, who the heck from Dragon Ball could you conceivably put in there to be believably strong to stand up to everybody? I know, just suspend your disbelief and everything, but
that's not another Goku clone.
Yeah, so Kid Goku, why not? Because he's already in there 17 other times. Piccolo, King Piccolo would kind of work. And
Dobaru.
Tao Papa is the only other character I can think of.
I was thinking, what the red character?
Red character?
He has a Majin logo on his head. I just remember he was red looking.
Dabura.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be cool, I guess. And then obviously the rest of the characters would be Jiren and Cauliflower and all those other guys. I hadn't seen all of the Tournament of Power yet, so.
Oh yeah, they're probably gonna have that Cauliflower girl.
Yeah.
Because I think they're eventually gonna get to a point they're probably gonna add more girl characters.
Well, yeah, that seems easy enough right there. She seems to be a shoe-in for that reason alone. Not to mention she's also kind of a cool character. Pycon, yeah,
I think she's cool.
He'd be kind of cool too. Who's that?
Design-wise, I think she looks cool.
Yeah. She's kind of simple. It's kind of one of the things I didn't like about Super. Is like almost every new character they introduced, especially in the Tournament of Power, were very simple in their design.
Well,
not that was necessarily bad.
I like Ryu. He's kind of simple looking.
Yeah.
Simple's my kind of type.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just they just were.
And some characters look too extraordinary, like in the Blaze Blue series.
Oh well, yeah. Buckles out the wazoo and utility belt stuff that you don't do anything with. Like Deadpool 2, Cable actually uses his utility pocket. I don't know if you've seen that yet or not, but God, that movie is funny. That movie is hilarious. But yeah, that's what I'm looking more forward to Evo than anything else. I just kind of want to see the announcements, and then I'm a Street Fighter guy until I die. So I can't wait for Street Fighter 5. I know most folks are gonna act like, oh no, man, I don't do that Street Fighter stuff. Watch what's the most watched game at the end of the day. How much you want to bet? I know it's not the most signed up for, but I bet you it's gonna be the most watched.
Well, it's debatable.
Well, yeah, it might be close.
Some
But
people are wondering if it's going to be Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and some thinks it's going to still be Street Fighter 5.
I wouldn't be
I mean, that's
surprised
that's
if
a safe bet, but you know,
Dragon Ball is the main event game. That wouldn't surprise me at all, actually.
yeah, he hasn't really released the numbers yet either. He just said that Dragon Balls is like higher than before.
Hmm.
That's usually his Mr. Wizard's message, but like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, of course he's going to say whatever it takes to hype everything up. He wants folks to watch it. So
Right. I mean, I don't know how approval the numbers are if we don't even get stats at all. But
mhm.
you know,
Yep. But yeah, game wise, I mean, I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball. I'm gonna watch all of them. I usually end up even trying to watch Smash at Evo, because it usually goes late. And you don't have a choice. You turn to it
Yeah.
thinking you're gonna watch Guilty Gear Finals, and they're still doing Smash. Dang it! Why does
Yeah.
that game take so long? Um, so, isn't that what happened to CEO? Yeah, I didn't even see
Yep.
the finals of Street Fighter because apparently Smash went over like 2 hours.
It wasn't just Smash. There was another game too. I think it was Tekken.
Tekken, yeah, sometime, yeah, if you got really competitive matches in that, since for some reason it became the standard to do 3 round fights in that game.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because that game's like damage output is
Yeah,
pretty high.
yeah, it can be
yeah.
pretty high, but if you get folks that play defensively, it can last a long
Yeah,
time.
it lasts a long time. Yeah.
That was kind of the problem with a KOF 13 when
Yeah.
it came out. It's like that game could take a long time at high level play, like a long time, and it was pretty easy to go over. It was awesome to watch, but it could feel like it dragged on sometimes. And sometimes Smash can be that way too. You get the high level players and they're just all floating like off of the stage, and I'm still sitting there with my butt clenched, like, why are you off the stage? Stop it! Because that's not the way I play the game. I know that's the way you're supposed to play at a high level, but I'm that guy who wants to sit right in the middle of the stage and charge my dark punch with Ganon. That's pretty much all I do. It's like the goal is to stay on the stage, though. On the stage. Why are you jumping off? Why are you jumping off of the stage? What's wrong with you? Guys are weird.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how big a Blaze Blue cross tag is going to be, because I mean the game's fun, and it's folks are really enjoying it right now. But I just have a feeling that pretty much after Evo, the game's going to fall off a cliff. Just like Injustice 1 did, just like kind of Injustice 2 did. Because you
Yeah.
remember when Injustice 1 came out, that game was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. Everybody
It
was
was big
playing it and
first.
loving it. And then it just seemed like on a Thursday, everybody agreed I'm not playing this game anymore.
Nope.
Because it was just like, bloop, nobody played it anymore.
Let's focus on the next newer game to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, Blaze Blue, it's going to have its following because, there's Blaze Blue fans. There's, what else is in
Gear
it?
fans.
Guilty Gear, although there's no Guilty Gear characters in it, at least not yet.
Yeah, and that surprised me. And how there's no Guilty Gear characters at the moment.
It kind of surprised me too, but when you look at the sprites from the Guilty Gear game, they probably were like, how are we going to put these
Yeah.
high-res characters in this not as high-res sprite game? Because you know how you already know how the whatchamacallit characters look a little out of
Ruby.
place because they're more sharp than they are.
Ruby casts are
Yeah.
higher definition than the others.
Yeah, and then you take these 3D, because don't forget, in Guilty Gear, they're actually 3D,
Right.
cell shaded. I know they don't call it cell shaded anymore, but that's what it is. It's, cell shaded characters. So
Yeah.
maybe you, because from my understanding, that's how they animated most of the Blaze Blue characters anyway. They actually modeled them all in 3D doing the moves and basically just drew over that. So you could probably do that, just
Yeah, I was thinking they'd just do a simple sprite rip. They just have a green background and just do a manual sprite rip.
But
of
something-
the characters.
something tells me it was probably a little more work than they were willing to do when the game first came out. I wouldn't be surprised if Guilty Gear characters eventually showed up in the game though. Even
Yeah,
if they even if they just go back and redraw all of the sprites, which would still be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, those Arxis fans, they would stick with the game. I just think the days of it having mass appeal are pretty much numbered after Evo. I think kind of the new shiny thing effect would be
Yeah.
will kind of fade after that, and then it'll just be a side tournament like everything else. I'm not saying nobody's
Depends.
going to play the game. I'm saying the mass appeal of it's going to kind of wear off. I think.
Depends on DLC cast, I guess, too.
Yeah, yeah, but even then, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not one of the main games by next Evo.
Right. Because only this coming up is probably going to be the highest it's probably going to be at maybe. I mean, they could probably make a difference out of next year and probably like do something really interesting that I'm not aware of. But I mean, just based on like what I'm aware with Arc System Work games, it's not something that like usually skyrockets over time. I think only Guilty Gear was the one that kind of was steady, but I don't think it really ever had a big jump over time. It just had at most a very very slight increase or a steady straight flow of like entrance.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I still don't know if that like I gotta remember how was it on release Guilty Gear or tournament entrance versus how it is now.
I have no idea. But I know for a lot of folks, especially my age, the Guilty Gear, it's still kind of Arxis' main big type, big name game and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
for, again, folks my age, that was the game that we all played because you weren't playing Capcom games anymore. Capcom stopped making fighting games.
Yep.
so the old Guilty Gear X games was pretty much all you had.
Yeah.
So it still kind of holds a special place in my heart for that because it was the game that held me over until, fighting games came back again. And then it came back with Exert. And it was great. So, yeah, we'll see. But so who do you think is going to win Street Fighter V? Just throw it out there.
I don't know. Probably the Fujimura.
Fujimura, yeah. What did his name used to be? He used to be something else. Because I remember seeing the guy. I kept hearing this Fujimura guy, and I'm like, who the hell is Fujimura? And then I finally saw his face. I was like,
Yukadon.
wait, yeah, that's it.
A NAS player,
Yeah.
I think.
No. Well, he might have been at first.
Yeah,
first
Yukadon
time
was a NAS player early in the day, I think.
First time I remember seeing him, he was playing Ibuki. I think that's all I've ever known him as.
Oh yeah, well, by the time Ibuki
Came out,
I'm pretty sure he tried to pick her up, and then go from there.
Yeah.
But, like before she was like even a thing. Like I thought like Bonchan was training Yukadon, and Yukadon was like a NAS player back then.
Okay.
And then we moved on to Ibuki.
Yeah. By the time I knew who he was, I think he was already playing with her. But I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Yukadon. Who the hell is this Fujimura guy? And then I found out he just changed his name to Fudo Fujimura. I know Fudo is his sponsor and everything, but it's like that's even more confusing. Now, not many folks thinks it's him. It's like Fudo. Why don't they sponsor Fudo so he can be Fudo? Come on, man. How easy is this? Fudo squared. But no, he seems to be kind of on a tear right now. Because he won CEO, right?
What's that?
He won CEO, didn't he?
Yeah. He won. He won CEO.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I saw another major that I believe he won, or at least came in like second or third place. So, So I'm pretty sure he's at the top of the rankings right now. If he's not, he's got to be close.
That being said, did Ibuki's EX kunai is the same as before?
I don't know.
Because I've seen him like still use that, and I remember that was like the that was like considered like one of the dumb things to do at her. Well, like not dumb as in bad, but it was like, you know, it was like a really good thing to use
Hmm.
because it was like free presser afterwards. And if it's like the same as before, that's kind of surprising, based on like how like a lot of changes went through for this season.
I mean, hey,
So
if it works, it works.
yeah, it's probably why he's like you know.
He's doing something right, obviously. But yeah, it's him and infiltration. You know, has just as good a shot as anybody, I believe. He's been playing pretty good, proving that jury's. Well, obviously he proved jury was so good that Capcom felt like they had to nerf her when he was seriously the only person on Earth who was good with her. I felt like that was unfair to every other jury out there.
Yeah,
You
and
know, it's like, what?
you
How you
probably
gonna make
just
her
use it for
worse?
for seed match too.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry,
It
Sam.
was just probably it was just probably for that one Recede matchup that like it was probably like needed, because I don't think the other character that Infiltration was using was working.
Hmm. Now he goes back and forth between jury and Monat now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, he could still be in there. What's his name? Verloren?
Yeah, Valorn,
That's the
you talking
Cammy
about
player,
the
right?
Candy player? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's been doing pretty good. You know who maybe I've just missed his come up over the last few months or whatever, but Problem X. That dude is just like come on strong.
I think I have been seeing like high results with his names lately.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, you make a
And
point. Yeah.
and like with a character that a lot of folks wouldn't say was one of the best characters in the game either. So I mean, I've been interested to watch him. I'll be interested to watch him and see how far he gets at Evo.
Who does he mainly use?
Uh, Bison.
Oh. Hmm.
Bison. I think sometimes he uses Abigail. I know he used to use Birdie every now and then. I think Birdie used to be his main back in the earlier days. Oh, Sam says
Yeah.
Toy too.
Yeah, toys. Yeah, toys like my like personal like want him to be doing really well at like the upcoming tournaments.
Hmm.
He's like early homeboy for me.
Yeah.
So because I know him like a long time ago in Louisiana, and like
Hmm.
yeah, he was like definitely one of those players that were inspirational around that area. Him and Jacob Ramasama.
Yeah.
There was many players there I can't mention, but yeah,
I remember meeting
he's a
Toy
good
at.
Bison player.
I met Toy twice, and I think both times was in Hattiesburg. And
But that
yeah,
was
I
mainly
remember he
in
was
Street
really
Fighter 4,
good.
though.
Yeah, he played Chun Li back then, right?
Yeah, he in Vanilla he was a Gin player, but then he moved on to Chun Li.
Yeah. Who's he play
And
now?
then in 5 it would be Bison.
Bison. Okay.
Yeah, and he does really good. He actually got second at the CPT Online North
Okay.
American tournament.
I remember hearing that he did really well at something.
Yeah, he got second at the CPT Online tournament that happened like this past weekend. Yeah, this past weekend.
Cool.
He got the person got first was I'm not thinking of Nice One, but it has an N in it. I don't know if it's like it's not Nice. It's It's a very bland name. It's a Colleen player, but
I don't know.
Nephew. That's
Okay.
the name. Nephew. Yeah, Nephew got first place, and from what I heard, like the online was like kind of like a little off when I like got in contact with Toy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like one of the like problems with online. It's like you can't really communicate and tell like if the opponent was seeing a connection that was good or bad. So we can't tell if they're both experiencing the same gameplay. Because from what I was watching, it didn't feel like Toy was like able to confirm stuff that was going on screen. Instead, I was seeing a lot of Nephew stuff going around, just like outright reading. But it was like something what Toy was doing like fell off. So I was, I'm kind of not surprised because the netcode's garbage and I hate it so much for the passing. But at this point, it's like I can't really tell like what was the problem there. If that was the server or both being issues of like level of play. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that was I mean, it's still good for him to get second place. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
That's something not to fret over about. That's a good accomplishment, and yeah, those points will stack up, I'm sure.
Yeah, cool. So, of course, again, the MVCI stuff. That's what I'm looking for. The MVCI announcements when they announce, they're bringing back all the X-Men characters and, some of the cool Capcom characters and Juggernaut. Finally, that's going to happen, right?
Right.
That's happening.
Hope.
It's happening, right? Just say yes.
If he gets the red armor,
just let me believe, man. Just say yes, please. It has to happen.
and he needs the armor glitch.
God, don't even. Just make the move and call it armor glitch.
Remember, it's not an exploit. It's intentional.
That's right. Just like Ken's broke ass air hurricane kick in MVC2. My God. Yep. Air combo, like punch, like kick, hurricane kick. Half your life gone. Such crap. That was back in the day. You just had to live with it. So who's the top dog at Dragon Ball Fighters now? So I know Goichi kind of fell from the top.
Yeah. Based on majors, still can't really count online much because I still feel like there is no true best.
Mm-hmm.
Major wise in terms of results, it's a mix between Geo1. Sonic Fox is kind of doing really well too, but the last year he only got like what top 5 or top 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
and like because it basically came down to like what was like top 4 Japan only and CEO. And out of all people, Kasunoko won that. It was a Yamcha.
Oh yeah,
thing.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Yamcha won it for the day, and yeah, it was. I think a lot of people were just happy about that. Like even though like we didn't get like Hook Gang God or Sonic Fox winning, I guess like that was like the closest thing that like people liked was like Yamcha taking it. Because it wasn't like he didn't use Cell. No, I think he used Kid Buu, so that's I still think there's some like people just probably a little argue about that, but Yamcha is still not someone you see every day, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how good what's her name, the chick that makes the game. I'm interested to see how good she does.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be an Evo too.
Yeah.
It'd be great if he used the same, like the top tier teams like Cell and Kid Buu and stuff, and was well aware of the whole mix-up game and just skyrockets up to top 32.
I mean, why not? What would be even better is if if she does some kind of tech that nobody knows about. So it's like, what in the hell was that?
Oh yeah.
Touch of death combos all day. I would love to see her just win the whole thing.
Last time I got a little sock foot gameplay was like with cross tag with how people played that game,
Hmm.
because there was like a difference how people were like in how Japan was playing and how US were playing.
Hmm.
Like I think in Japan they were using uh and I don't know the tags they use. Cross tag I think is it cross tag when you do like the soul stone like mechanics in MVCI?
Oh, when you got two characters on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would do that in neutral. Like they would just what they would do, they would just have a assist come out to do a projectile for presser, and then immediately do the cross something. Well, they'll have both characters out, and then they'll just apply press like mix ups from there. That was the game like they were trying to play over there, like in the top 8 streams I was watching over there on
Hmm.
stream, and it didn't feel like in the US like from watching like certain locals like they weren't like that wasn't going on, and I wasn't even aware that was like a viable thing to go for, but apparently that was just something that some people were looking into lately, and I never got to really mess around with the game for a while after the event. But that seems to be something that was quite kind of interesting to see that kind of style of play. So yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ. As far as that game goes, I don't know if much will change, even with her coming through. Venice is still like a problem with like zoning in the game, and top tiers are still top tiers. But then you have assists like Yamcha. I mean, it's like some assists will make the top characters do really well. But it makes me wonder why aren't many people using adult Gohan too.
I feel like his time has passed.
I don't know because I feel like Geo 1 does a lot better with his old team.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing.
And I don't know why he doesn't use it. Like, there's been a
Watching
lot of
him at
times, even.
CEO, I remember thinking, why didn't he ever go back to his old team? I feel like it was better.
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean, like the burst damage potential, like it's good with his new team,
Hmm.
but I feel like he had better ways to open the opponent up with the
Yes.
old team.
Yes. Completely agree. I mean, there's obviously something in the new team that he sees that he likes better, but I feel like his old team was better at exactly that.
Yeah, mainly because of adult Gohan. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like he's put under the radar, even though I feel like he's like I'm pretty sure people know he is really good.
Oh well, yeah.
Is this the only changes he got was like the EX legs and the air hard knockdown and the crouch light bug, which I mean that still doesn't really take away his whole fastball mix-ups and stuff like that. It's really really hard to deal with.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm surprised he does. Maybe he's probably saving it up for Evo. Probably, I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see. Guess we will see.
Yep.
So yeah, Evo coming up first weekend in August. Looking forward to it. I always try to. Well, I would say I always try to take that weekend off from all of my work, but I won't have any work to do at all. Just be watching it because I'll be unemployed. But again, that's a whole different story. All right, so that's all the topics we got for this month. Let's see if we got any questions here. Yes, we do. All right. So we're gonna go to the question and answer before we call it a night. We got first one from Play My Urian Nolan. Question: Why is Cammy's standing fish 6 frame startup? And do you think it needs a nerd? I presume you mean a nerf. I mean, I don't know. Is 6 frames like very short for fierce?
It's very fast.
Yeah. Um. I mean, because she's Cammy, and they obviously wanted her to have that.
It was worse
Uh,
than Street Fighter 4.
I mean, she mostly uses it as an anti-air, right? I know that's why I get hit with her standing fierce most often.
I thought they mostly use her back strong.
Hmm.
The one that uppercuts in the air, the back strong. I thought that's the one they
Oh
used
yeah,
mostly
yeah,
for the enter.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of her standing fierce kick. This is fierce punch he's talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
fierce.
Fierce is like a really good I see it often in like late confirming into specials.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if if they're playing the common catch a throw game that Street Fighter 5's cater to.
yeah.
That's one way to use it.
I mean, I don't know. It's like when season 3 started, everybody kind of felt like Cammy was already getting pretty good, and then they buffed her again. Obviously, somebody at Capcom thinks that Cammy's weak, and she needs that stuff. But I don't know why.
I blame Wosige.
Hmm?
I blame Wosige for this.
Oh. Why?
I don't know.
You just do.
Well, I remember he was like the Ken player that like sewed off for one of the early Street Fighter 5 seasons.
Uh-huh.
And I have a feeling he might have been like one might have got like his own character nerfed and maybe some other changes nerfed too. So I have a feeling he might have had some direction in the battle design changes. I don't know. He's still a good guy. I'm pretty sure there's more people involved, anyways. But I don't know. I'm noticing in trend, but there's like a lot of like. You know what? Never mind. I take that back. It might be offensive.
Okay. I ain't trying to get my Twitch channel shut down. I'm almost dang it, what's it called? Affiliate streamer. Just need to get our average up. That's all we need. Hey, if anybody want to help the channel out, I need you to watch the channel every time I stream. I got to get my average up to 3, and I can be an affiliate. All right, and question 2, and the last question of the night from Freedom. Do you think Guile needs a nerd? Again, I presume he meant nerf, but at this point, I'm starting to wonder. Do I think Guile needs a
We always
nerf?
mentioned last stream too. You know what that is?
What's that?
We're not really firm believers of nerfs.
Yeah, true. It's like, no, just buff everybody else.
There's just no companies doing that.
Yeah, I mean, balancing is one thing, but sometimes I feel like they can, like nerfs. Everybody feels like, oh, we'll just make something worse, and yeah, I don't ever think that's the best way to do it. But as for the question, think Guile needs a nerd? I don't think so.
Sure, he does.
Like in what way? If you were
give him the area.
What now?
Area from Fighting EX Slayer.
Oh, the nerd. Okay.
That's basically yeah.
Well, okay. So if you were going to nerf him, though,
I still stand by our old message, but
yeah, I don't believe in nerfs.
If we're gonna say like Ryu is the same for next version, then yeah, he needs nerfs. But if something like hey, characters like Ryu or the Zekus or uh, characters around that area, if they're gonna get a marginal increase of like fun factor
Hmm.
and like potential, then probably not.
Yeah.
The
It's
only thing I feel that's kind of like off like philosophy design wise, I feel like is Monot's orbs. I find it weird how there's like yeah, you can make a comparison with fireballs because fireballs itself don't have a hurt box. I have a problem when there's like a really fast normal and that orb has no hurt box and it can cross counter and stuff like that. You can confirm off of it, whatever.
yeah.
That's kind of been my beef at the moment, but
Yeah, but I can kind of see the reason against giving it a hurt box because it feels kind of unfair if you can hit the orb when it's that far away from her.
plus it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Well, like if it's the backwards projectile one, I don't really care about that one. I'm talking about like her like medium and like stand fierce as an example.
Hmm.
The ones that doesn't fly away as a special move.
Yeah,
But
the ones that completely
then,
kill Abigail.
right. Yes. And like I did get your point with like the it wouldn't visually look right because
Right.
yeah, it kind of doesn't visually look right. But then you look at Falk's staff normals, which goes along like all the other even Street Fighter 4 characters where like Relento's stand fierce, you can hit the weapon and
Yeah.
hit the opponent.
I
So
forgot Falk
why
was
not
even in the
Monot?
game until you said that. Till you said her name, I completely forgot she was even in the game.
Yeah, there's like a couple of weapon characters you can hit their weapon
Poor
and
Falk.
it will hit the opponent.
And again, that one kind of makes
Rose is
sense
stand fierce too in
because
Street Fighter 4.
the staff is in her hand, and you hit the staff, and ow. But again,
What about Rose's little rope thing from her stand fierce from Street Fighter 4? I mean, that has a hurt box. You can hit it.
it's
What-
it's still
it's a
kind of
robe.
attached to her.
It's a robe.
Yeah, but it's still attached. It's a
Not
soul
really.
it's a
It's
soul
actually
infused
floating. It's
robe. It
actually
might as
floating
well
out
have
of
been
her
her
neck.
skin.
It's actually floating out of her neck though once he does the attack.
Yeah, and once you grab that thing, and give it a yank, it chokes her. Anyway, still visually it makes more sense than her doing her fierce and then I do a sweep and she falls 10 feet away. You know, it would just look weird.
Right.
So
I don't know.
I get both sides of the argument. Trust me.
I feel like there should just be like more recovery though. But I guess it's also because I'm thinking of some characters have like really slow recovering like heavy normals that are long reaching,
Uh-huh.
and hers is relatively fast.
It is
That's kind
relatively
of like
fast,
the same
yes.
issue I had with Recede's Low Fears
Yep.
in the old days. Like
Don't even get me
because
started on that crap.
because that like Karine Stan Roundhouse for example, like they recovered fast for long reaching normals.
Yeah.
And most characters, as far as long horizontal hitboxes, usually have slow recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like in the game's philosophy, it's kind of not going the way I feel that they're intentionally going for. But then they have these characters that are outliers, so I'm not sure what they're actually really trying to go because it's like they kind of don't want that, then they kind of do.
I mean, I don't know that first patch that came into season 3 just seemed odd. Anyway, a lot of the choices they made, and that's like, why did they do that? Why did they do? Nobody asked for that. What? It does seem like some odd choices were made in that patch, like at all. So, but going back, if you think Guile needs a nerf, for me that's a hard question because I play two characters that are a bad matchup. That he's their bad matchup anyway. So it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, God, yeah, Abigail needs all the help he can get. But in all honesty, I can't really answer that question. To me, it actually feels good every time I beat a guy with Abigail, because like Guile shouldn't lose to Abigail. It's like it just shouldn't happen. Sonic Boom. Oh, he jumped because he had to anti-air. That's seriously all you got to do. So
Honest characters don't win major tournaments.
true. So, but again, like we usually say, I don't believe in nerfs anyway. So,
Yeah,
but
but
so honestly, I don't think Guile needs a nerf or a nerd. I think he's fine just the way just the way he is. But I'm also not up on his other matchups either. So again, it's hard for me to answer that one with a knowledgeable answer with a better, without knowing his matchups against other characters besides Abigail or Birdie, which is really the only two characters I use, and two characters that he can blow up pretty easily. So
back then he used to have like a really big problem against like Mika. I really think like Mika was like in season one, Mika was like the one character I was like making Gal irrelevant. That's why so many people were complaining that Gal was like useless. But it's like if you throw Mika out of the equation, Gal was okay. But you had to find ways to deal with the Mika meta. Sotos were actually doing really well against her. They probably actually beat Mika back then. But yeah, now Gal, I don't know. I don't know what trouble he has other than if it was trouble that Gal would have, it would have to be someone that can get up close with him really really easy.
right,
Probably like an Ibuki or something.
yeah,
But again, that's we're getting to those, hey, Gal can do really well zoning, and that's high tier material, maybe even top tier material. But then you have other top tier materials such as Ibuki strats, which it's kind of like the old season 1 strats, but it's for some reason he still kept it for season 3.
right. So
He did win a major
did he?
in season 2. At the very least, there was one. And I can't tell if it's either. I don't think it was the Oil King. It was some.
Was it Oil King?
It was the guy that was like. It was a guy that was very carefree. Well, by carefree I mean he was very. He seemed happy a lot. Let's put it that way. Gachi-kun? I don't think that's right.
I don't know either way. If Rashid won something, I'm sure I blacked it out. Just screw that guy.
Yeah, it might have been. I think I'm thinking of Gachi-kun, but I'm not sure. That's when it was someone who was sponsored by our capital.
Well, as far as the question goes, do you think Gal needs a nerf? I would say no.
Oh, Takeuchi, that's the guy.
I have no idea who that is. What did he win?
He either won something that was really big in Japan, or he won some big tournament in the U.S. Otherwise, I know it was a really stacked tournament. And the only reason why, because you mentioned Jury. Jury won because Infiltration counterpicked a Racine matchup. And that's probably great. The one of the few times that Jury should be nerfed when he beats the top tier. When she beats the top tier is probably in a counterpick match, probably. Either that or the person just didn't know how to deal with Jury.
Or he just didn't know what to do against Jury. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Which is probably more likely what happened. Like when I 2-0'd you at Sosa Showdown. Oh, sorry.
Could have had that with Echoes. You could have made that moment much more
like
better.
when I 2-0'd you at Solstice Showdown. Oh, man, you got your ass kicked. Anyway. Oh, Lord. Anyway. That's all the questions we got for tonight. I had a good 13-hour day at work, so I need to go to bed.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so thanks for calling in and talking games with me, and thanks for hanging out on chat, Sam, and everybody else that's watching. And we'll try to do this again next month.
Yep,
You know,
sounds good.
you usually try to do it second Friday of the month is usually when we try to plan these things. So it should be like the week after Evo, and the week after our monthly meetups for casuals. So as of right now, it looks like that's going to be Friday, August 3rd, when we do our meetups. Make sure to watch the group. It's where usually when I'll plan those out and invite everybody to the group so they know it's coming. So our next Fightcast will probably be Friday, August 10th.
Probably
Keep an eye
talking more
out.
about the tournament over in Mississippi too.
Yeah, the Meridian Tournament, Southern Discomfort 4. And then at that point, we'll be gearing up for Red September as well, back up in Hattiesburg. We're doing our tour of Mississippi starting next week. So should be fun. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and we will catch you all again next month.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.